it's Robin Anderson with Sass Queen Bling. In this tutorial today, I'm going to share with you a alcohol ink swirl. I had an order for this, so I just thought I would use that as my tutorial this week. I'm using a 20-ounce camper mug from Craft Haven, and I have mixed up 30 milliliters of medium viscosity from Counterculture. I added a tad of Peachy Olive Glitters Monica in this. The reason being is because I want to have sparkle under my alcohol inks. So you can use any glitter that you want, any opal glitter, any chunky glitter that is like silver glitter. Some people do that. You can mix the glitters and make your own mixture and put under there. Whatever you want to do, it's going to give it the sparkle that you want. You really cannot go wrong with this process. So this is 20 ounces and I've mixed up 30 milliliters. The reason why is because when you're going to add alcohol inks or pigments to a cup, you want to have a little extra on there because you're going to heat that up and you want movement. And in order to get movement, you're going to need a little extra epoxy than what you would normally put on there. So that is why I have mixed up 30 milliliters. Now I will probably leave a tad bit in here because I like to go back after I put all my inks on and add a little more sparkle with another glitter. If I use it all, I can always just mix up 5 or 10 milliliters more. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this just like normal, like I normally would. I want to stop it here where the handle is because I want to make sure I get around this handle good. You don't want to have too much that it will gather up around the handle, but you do want to have enough that you can swirl the alcohol inks on that handle. This is kind of a process that takes practice, and as you practice and the more you make, the more you will get the feel for what you need. The thing about these cups is if you mess up, you can strip it and start over. Or you can keep it for yourself and just start another one. I'm going to start with pink sherbet. And this is Tim Holtz pink sherbet. I try not to drip that directly on the top. Sometimes I do make that mistake, but it's better if you drip it from the side so you don't get like what I like to call hot spots as much. Cool Perry next. There's no rhyme or reason dropping these on there, just, I mean, unless you have a particular way that you want to do it. Because the only thing that's going on this one is a name and tattoos. Cloudy blue. I'm not going to put too much of this cloudy blue. Moss. Rose Gold by Marabou. And Shell Pink. All of these alcohol inks came from Mr. Nola's Glitter. I will share those in the description box. I'm just going to heat this up somewhat. You don't want to get too close to it with the heat like that, and you don't want to heat it up too much. You're just trying to get some movement. Now, when I want to get more movement with it, I will tilt my turner. And you can see it moving if you've heated it enough. You don't want to heat it too much, but you want to heat it enough where you're going to get that movement. And I will tilt it one way, and I'll tilt it back the other way. Sometimes I do stand it almost right up if I'm trying to get my inks to move more down or move quicker. I will do that. I mean, it's no big deal. It's not going to hurt anything. Because it's turning, it's not going to really drip off of there. I mean, unless you have that much epoxy on there. Now, I have this little bit of epoxy left that I saved. I'm going to add another glitter. I'm adding Magic Man by Mr. Fancy Pants. And it doesn't matter that I already have glitter in here, because this is silver and that other glitter is more like an opal, so the silver will take over the mix. See, like so. And when I'm doing this, I like for my cup to be coming toward me. And I'm just going to outline around some of those colors, like, and also up here wherever I have any space where my epoxy was pulling back. I will use it there. Be sure I get some on the bottom. Now we'll heat that just a tad, just to make sure that that's gonna move with the rest of this, because it has been sitting in that cup. And I don't want it to cause me to get ripples. Now once I get done with this, I will let this turn 12 hours to make sure it's completely dry. And then I will come back and add my butterfly tattoos and the name. And I will come back and show you guys that also. Now I want that glitter to move a little bit also, so that's what I'm doing here. With that. And then I've got a couple of spots up here. I guess my paint must have caused an issue, so my epoxy's wanting to pull away. So I'm just going to pull that upward toward and over that just to kind of fix it. If you have that problem, you can do this and then just watch it, and as the epoxy gets thicker, you can still pull it back over that if it's giving you an issue. Because as the epoxy thickens, it'll stay more where you're putting it if you're pulling it upward, if that makes sense. So that's that. And I will let that turn for 12 hours, and I have a habit of continuing to mess with it. Now, I will let this turn for 12 hours, like I said. Then I'll come back and do the tattoos and the name. Okay, y'all, I'm back. This is the cup after it turned for 12 hours. It's completely smooth. Because I based it with the glitter, but then these other ones I used was like a glitter flake. So this is completely smooth and it's ready for me to go ahead and do my next step. The first thing I want to do is I want to sand this rim because I want to have a thin, clean edge. So I just sand it at an angle. And see, I have a thin stainless steel rim all the way around now. That's what you want so that you can get a good seal with your epoxy. I'm just going to wipe it off with alcohol. Now I'm ready to apply my tattoos. I got these tattoos off of Amazon. They're temporary tattoos. You can go on Amazon and you can look up temporary tattoos and it will bring up a gazillion things. You can get all kinds of designs, florals, butterflies, whatever you're looking for, pretty much. And I like to just have something for this water. Excuse me. I like to have a bowl of hot water, my rag that I'm going to need to dip in my hot water, and then my towel here that I lay this on to keep from getting water everywhere. Now, I want to put my name on this side of this tumbler. And I also want to put this tattoo on this tumbler. And when you get a tattoo, you will see this number in the corner. Make sure you cut that off. Now your tattoo's going to have a film on it. Do not pull that off yet, because if you pull that off, then this tattoo sticks to something, it's going to mess it up. So keep the film on until you're ready to apply it. But go ahead and cut around your tattoo, because you want to, the main thing is you want to remove that number, because you don't want that to get stuck to your cup. But I go ahead and trim as close as I can to the tattoo, because I'm going to lay it on this cup. And the way that I'm going to lay it, I can't have all this extra in the way, because it's going to be going near that handle, and I don't want this extra in the way where I can't lay the tattoo down where I need it. So I'm just removing all this extra and leaving the film on the tattoo. See? I've removed all that extra. Do not remove the film before you know where you want to put it at. And do know that you're going to be laying it on this way. So you want to know, like if I laid it this way, then this butterfly would be at the top. And I don't think that that would look good. I think it's going to look better like that on the cup. And I want it to kind of lay like this around the cup. And that's going to be perfect. So I make sure that I'm peeling it up with the cover. So now I'm going to take that off. But do not lay it down yet until you know exactly where you want it, because once you lay it down, that's where it's going. Because if you try to pull it up, it's going to stick to the cup. It's not going to, you'll be able to wipe it off, but you will have ruined your tattoo. So I want it there. Now, that's where it has to go, because I've laid it down without the cover sheet or film, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wet my rag and wring it out, and then I'm going to lay it over this tattoo for a second, because you want to wet that back. It's just like putting it on your skin. You want to wet the back of the tattoo so that it will release onto the cup. Push out any bubbles you might have. If there's any bubbles on there after you pull this off, you can wipe over it also with the damp rag. And there you have it. And then you can take your damp rag and just slightly wipe over it. If you need to pop any bubbles. But mine's fine. Okay. Now, I went ahead and cut my name because this is a fine font. I went ahead and put my transfer over all of the vinyl. Sorry, I don't know how to word this. Transfer tape over the whole entire thing, and then I pulled the whole entire thing off. And I weeded it on this so that it wouldn't mess up this fine print. Anytime that you have a fine font, reverse weed it on this, and that will keep you from tearing that up. And my name is going to go on this side. So, this is a rose gold vinyl. I cannot remember where I got it from, but it's very pretty. But I want to make sure this is going to show up well on here, because I do have rose gold on this cup, remember? I don't want it to get lost in that. If it does, I may have to go back and put it on a white. Offset it with a white. I'm hoping I won't have to do that, because I really like it just like this, without an offset. I think it's going to be fine like that. It's very subtle, and I like it like that. So I'm going to leave it like that. Now I have some separate butterfly tattoos that I want to add around the cup. Remember, I added that green, so I've got some tattoos with the green butterflies, or butterflies that have green in them. So I'm going to accent it with those. And again, I'm going to go ahead and trim as close to the tattoo as I can. Not going to remove the cover sheet until I know exactly where I want to put it. This one looks like it got bent. I'm not going to use that one. Not here. I might use it on the bottom. I want one up here by the name. Like flying to the name. So I kind of want it facing the name. So I'm going to put it right here. Like so. Now I want to put another one probably down here or over here, flying up to it. I might use this blue one because I do have light blues in there, and this is a darker blue, so it'll help that stand out. And I want it flying up to the name. I want to put it right here though, facing that way. You want to make sure that's good and wet and that it releases before you pull on it. It's so pretty. Let me turn my light on because I forgot the light. Oopsie. Maybe that's better. Then just go around and see any space. Like I probably want a butterfly up here. Tattoos are so much easier than water slide because I don't care for the white water slide, and then the clear water slide, you have to have a background that you can see that on. Tattoos, you want to be careful with what background you use because you do want to be able to see them. But I think you have more options with the tattoos. They do still show up better. Sorry y'all, I'm having allergy issues today, so my throat is like... it's itchy. So that's where I put that one to kind of even off the flower side, then the name side, and I actually think that that looks good like that. Because you don't want to overkill with it. Less is more. I do want to put one on the bottom. I only have one more left on here, so I might find somewhere to put that. So there's the one on the bottom. And I actually think that's perfect. I really don't think it needs any more because I don't want to give it too much. So now what I'm going to do is let this dry. Make sure it's good and dry. It doesn't take long. Then I'm going to seal it because I want to seal my vinyl. Tattoos don't have to be sealed. They never give me an issue. I want to seal the vinyl because I just want to make sure it doesn't lift. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will seal it with polyacrylic that I get from Lowe's. Let that dry for about, excuse me, 15 minutes. And then I will be ready to do my last coat of epoxy. So this will have only taken 2 coats. Very simple, very easy to do. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll be back to do the last coat. Okay, so I sealed it with polyacrylic and let it turn for 15 minutes. It's completely dry. Now I have mixed up 20 milliliters of epoxy, And this should be my final coat. Earlier I was looking for my words and the word was transfer tape. Sorry y'all, I do have blonde moments where I cannot remember the word I'm looking for, and that was the word I was looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my final layer of epoxy. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. I also have a Shopify store now. I have a lot of items on there that are reduced right now. I have tie-dye t-shirts that I made, and they are all $15 plus 10% off this week. I have 10% off of everything, even my discounted items, until Sunday. If you would like to check that out, it's Sass Queen Bling on Shopify. You can also Google for my link tree, and you'll find the link on there if you can't find it for some reason, because it's pretty new, so Google had not bookmarked it yet and people were having a hard time finding it. But if you Google Sass Queen Bling, my link tree will come up and you'll be able to find it from there. You can also find it through my link tree on TikTok. I appreciate each and every one of you. Your support means the world to me, and thank you for watching. Bye.